Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another exciting episode of Stellaris. At least I hope that it's exciting, or at least, educational.
Research complete.
Even that is a stretch. One of the things I am going to do right away is get our fleet up to at least 4 corvettes. It's pretty unlikely we'll get cultist events happening now, I think. But there is a really neat event chain that can fire off that sort of starts off some uprisings very early in your own system and grows from there, sort of giving you a direction to go out and explore the immediate area, trying to find these guys who are opposed to your government. It's really cool. I got surprised by it in my second game ever of Stellaris. It was great fun. I think we're going to go with the ion thrusters. Get those boosted up. What else is going on? We might as well check on Earth. We are producing probably enough food for the future, so I don't think we'll have to worry about
Construction
putting down any more farms. We'll leave this undeveloped just in case, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay. Power generation, we could probably use some more power. So, we should... Is there any other good power generation tile? Not really. We'll give this guy a clear, and then that should get us going. Now, of course, we are losing a bit of power, well, 8 power a month because of the colony ship. But more power is never a bad thing. So we'll get that going as quick as we can. Colony is coming along nicely. We got 8 months left before this all opens up and we're free to start building. And then, with Sol pretty much developed and nothing to really develop in Sirius, I'm thinking our next step will be a 3rd colony on Alpha Centauri. We'll get those centaurs up and doing things for us. We do have a little bit of spare power. I wouldn't mind getting that last energy station done. And while we're at it, maybe a couple more corvettes. Because it's good to get, a strong fleet early. Although really, with this start, and us just having... Oh, I guess, yeah. We are rivals. I take that back. It is definitely a good idea to get our fleet up as strong as it can be to go against the Hulfass. So in talking about those cultists, one of the things that I am aware of, if we take a look at our Corvette design... Oh. Naval intelligence has reported several attacks on civilian shipping in our space within the last several months. The perpetrators appear to be deserters and other renegade elements from Earth. These criminals have put together a makeshift space fleet out of heavily modified civilian hulls, and they now call themselves the Screaming Demons. Although crude, their vessels are a clear threat that cannot be ignored. Alert all commands, deploy the fleet. I guess we're invading Hoth here. Let's actually just go and take a look at our corvettes here, because all ships do have sensors, so it is totally possible and viable to grab your military fleet and just start, going out and doing scouting with them instead of just the civilian ship, which is just sitting here not doing anything. We should probably send them out. I'm feeling lucky about this system here. We'll see. At the very least, that'll get us up into a nice string around here where we can hopefully find some habitable planets, because we've basically run out of them. So yeah, you can absolutely, go scouting with your military fleet if you want to. Personally, the reason why I keep the fleet around the capital initially is for the cultist event, because with that event you'll have 3 corvettes of identical build to your own, pop in the system, and they'll start fighting. So it's good to have the fleet there. And we can definitely unpause this and let things start happening. So that's why that's basically just why I like leaving the fleet around Earth or around your home system for the initial stages. Obviously, as the game goes on, the fleet's not going to stay. But that's why I'm only really scouting with the science ship. I realize it's suboptimal, but, you know, when do I ever play optimally? Never. Well, that's not entirely true. Let's see. Take a look at the pirate fleet. So, they have Reaver-class raider ships. So, the pirates don't spawn in with ships like your own. They have different ships. It's just the cultists that... Sorry about that. My cat is desperately trying to get my attention to see him on top of a bookshelf.
Station under attack.
Apparently, it's a critical thing for my cat right now. He'll have to wait. There we go. That's the last mineral station done. So we're producing a fair amount of minerals, and once this colony is finished, we'll get back up to producing a little bit of power, but certainly not as much as I would like. I'm not sure why that's not showing my icon. Take a look at the surface. We've got some power generation here, so that's a good thing.
Established.
Oh, there we go. Let's get out of the Sirius system and come back in. And you don't have my logo. Does Sol? Sol certainly does. So I don't understand what's going on there. But something is. Let's see. We're producing one food right now. So getting a second food up would be a good idea. And I think what we'll wind up doing here is eating the minerals to collect the 2 food. And that should be okay. Shouldn't hamper us too much. And on the ones, we'll probably go mineral production instead. Just to get, you know, that working. What do we got over here? A little system. Ooh, with some Ethereum stones, some power, some minerals. That'll be good. How are we looking? We're about halfway to the next colony ship, which is going to be step 2. And eventually, sooner than later, I am going to have to start doing what I always do with Let's Play series and, you know, cut out the boring bits, because we're getting into the stage of it takes time to do things. But I think... well, there's not really much else to show off, is there? How's Earth looking? We could probably... I guess we got 1 power generation there. 2 is better than 1 last time I checked. And we might as well get our mining stations built up as well. So that'll be 180 minerals. That'll be a lot, but, you know, it'll mean more mineral production. So eventually it'll pay for itself. And you should be almost done here.
System survey complete.
Beautiful. So let's go up and survey this system. We might as well get that done and then, you know, see what we see up here. And then if there's nothing there, we'll go take a gander over here. Although I would imagine we'll probably hit another empire somewhere over here, and I would kind of expect to hit one up here as well. We shall see. We should take our constructor and build a mining station there. We could plop down a frontier outpost to get these minerals early, but I'm kind of hoping that we'll hit colonizable planets before we get into a situation of wanting to slap down an outpost. It all depends on, you know, who's up here. Because getting that Ethereum stone would be very, very good. It's very handy for making good power stations. And we got some physics research going on, so it would probably be good to get some of the other research going on as well. Well, we can queue that up anyway. I think we've got enough minerals to do it.
Anomaly found.
We'll leave it for now, 30%. So the reason why I leave them, the anomalies, is because if you fail them, not only is there a chance for critical failure and your ship could just explode, killing the scientist as well, but if you fail the anomaly, it's gone. So it's always better
complete.
To have your research or your scientist ready let's get this thought in my head. Research speed first. It's always good to have your scientist a high enough level that the failure is going to be, around the 15 or lower percentage rate.
System survey complete.
That's proving to be a very rewarding mineral station. All of a sudden, an outpost over here doesn't seem like a bad idea because it should cover both of them.
Situation log encountered.
What do we got? Zeta aliens. Let's scope this out. They are mining drones. So let's go ahead and get that surveyed. Have we got anything in here that's going to be worthwhile? Probably not. I guess we should probably investigate some more of those aliens. Well, yeah. With the colony ship done, we can probably queue up all of these and obviously slow down the research into the biolab, but that's okay. With our research not really set up for biology yet, that should be just fine. All right, we got both our mineral stations going. It's good news. And we got enough spare power kicking around. We could probably get ourselves... Oh, I see the game you want to play here, pirates. You want to prevent me from having this mineral station. I see. Well, we will send you to go there. And we'll get our fleet deployed. We should get an admiral first. Let's see what we've got. Sensor range, evasion and sublight speed. I think we'll go with the evasion and sublight speed. There you go, Admiral Nishimaru. Or Nishimura. There we go. Maru. That's not right at all. And hopefully our station here will be able to hold out long enough that our fleet can come in. Now, if we take a look at the combat, we can see our forces here taking slight, well, ever-increasing damage, and there are their raiders, but they're going to be disengaging because now we've got our fleet here. So we should be able to clear these guys out without too much of an issue. I'm hoping to not take any losses, but we just lost a corvette there. These other 5 should be okay.
Research complete.
Ion thrusters, that's good.
Updated.
All right, let's pause that. And here's a rundown of the combat we've gone through. So total damage output, total damage to hull and armor, and hit ratios, and all that other stuff that's actually pretty helpful. Not so much going up against pirates, because you're not going to get too much information from them, but once you start going up against other fleets, because it's very difficult to find out what kind of setup an enemy nation has when it comes to fleets until you actually, get close enough to engage them, that you can take a look at what's going on here and tweak your ship designs as needed. I think engineering facility, we might as well get our research boosted up. What we will do, with every combat, you will get debris left behind. So we'll queue up our science ship to go research that. We'll tell our fleet to go home and repair. And what we will also do is take a look at our corvette. Now, we do have a new module we can slap in. We've got some new ion thrusters. So if we take a look at our speed of 1.5, that didn't change that at all, but it did boost our evasion, so I'm guessing this is warp speed. Let's see. We're not using FTL. Okay, it is increased by the thruster component. So it only boosted it by 10%, but it increased our chance to evade. So this will allow us to travel a little bit quicker in sector view, not in FTL space, but in normal space. And then it also boosts our evade. As we can see, though, if we go back to the original thruster, we're sitting with a positive 2 power. If we upgrade to the new one, well, we got negative 2 power now. So we should probably slap in another reactor. We've also got deflectors, so we might as well put one of those on. Now, we can't really afford to put another one on. And to actually utilize another one, we'd have to have upgraded reactors, which we don't have. So we'll just leave it as a single shield right now and save that as the design. So now, as these guys go back, before we had just the repair fleet option.
Special project complete.
Now we've got the upgrade fleet option because we've got newer designs of these ships. So once they get back and repaired, we can upgrade them as well and have slightly quicker, slightly more defended ships, which is a good thing. The reports of strange, free-floating crystal-like objects observed in certain systems have been investigated. The ship-size objects and their slightly smaller but equally crystal-like satellites at first appeared inert, but sudden shifts in their orientation relative to our ships and new energy signatures emerging from within the prisms indicate that they should be regarded as hazardous and approached with caution. Even should we not find a martial use for them, studying a shattered crystal would no doubt yield interesting results. So we could go for a remote study of these guys, or we could expect our fleet to break them apart and then research them that way. I think we're going to go for remote studies.
Updated. Special project complete.
The entities encountered by our fleet some time ago are space-borne forms of life, quickly named Space Amoeba following a tactician's gross misreading of internal sensor output. The creature is in fact larger than the average human corvette. The creature displays aggressive behavior towards human ships, but further study is warranted. For example, we could exercise our martial prowess by swiftly executing this specimen and studying its remains. I think again, we'll go for a remote study.
Situation log updated. Special project complete.
And we've got the ancient mining drones as well. Reports of deep space drones in certain systems have been investigated. These drones appear to be the workers and custodians of an autonomous orbital mining operation established millennia ago and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves, judging by the state of the processing equipment. Their purpose is obvious enough: mining. But who is it that tasks them is not immediately apparent. What is obvious is that no shipment of materials have been retrieved from this system in hundreds, if not thousands of years. They may be old drones, but they should be kept under close watch by the human Galactic Union. We'll establish a listening post. And so, again, we've got all of those things popping up here, so we might as well get researching them. Now, thankfully, they, utilize different types of research, so we've certainly hamstrung our scientific advancement. For the time being, we are going to be learning things about things, and that's always a good thing. And as these things are going on, where's my science ship? You should be finished here relatively quickly, right? 2 more planets. And we're seeing a fair amount of mineral output, some energy, and I would expect if we were to see any more resources on a gas giant, it would be more energy. Possibly,
Special project complete.
Research. The crystalline entities, the name itself a compromise between rival factions of xenobiologists and xenogeologists on Earth, are probably alive. An earlier and perhaps more descriptive name for them was silicate animate matter, as they have little in common with biological life. They are solitary beings, each individual crystal sovereign, rarely seen for more than a sentinel and a smaller cohort entity. Aside from the cohort and sentinel clearly being subservient to the sovereign of the group, the subtle nuances of the crystalline entity's socio-hierarchical relationships are lost on us. I'm going to need to take a sip of beverage here, hold on. The entities do not seem to mate, and we have yet to observe any crystals that are recognizably older or younger than others. Contrary to an earlier hypothesis, the shifts in hue between individual crystalline entities seem to be related not to their age, but to their latent internal charge, which can be violently unleashed, and it appears as if, though sporadic fluctuations in this charge alter the refractive properties of the crystal. Let's find some practical use for this information. So what we can do now that we've researched these crystalline entities is anytime we enter a system with these guys in them, we can spend 30 energy credits to survey any system automatically. So boom, right when we enter, bam, it's surveyed.
Special project complete.
So that, while I'm thinking about it, is taken care of through the policies. So we can see here a crystalline sonar allows us to order our fleets to use a special technique when encounter crystalline entities, instantly surveying the system they dwell in. So if we're going to go into and start researching some areas that are held by crystals, it's good to enable this because then we can just instantly scan the system, which is nice. The space amoebas. The name has stuck as the pronunciation of the proper xenotaxonomic denominator is too unwieldy for the average human, are solitary animals when left to their own devices. All but the youngest specimens are accompanied by quasi-independent flagella, organisms spawned by the amoeba and programmed through liquid RNA-laced secretions to do the bidding of the host. These flagella are capable of manipulating and even attacking objects in an impressive yet restricted range around the host, periodically returning to lodge inside the host's amoeba's body for reprogramming. There are potential military applications of the graceful patterns of circulation apparent in the flagella's movement. Fascinating indeed. We got a boost to evasion.
Special project complete.
The drones are remarkably efficient at squeezing ever-diminishing returns from rocks human miners would have soon discarded, deemed exhausted of all worthwhile mineral content. Our top engineers are working on adopting the drone's methodology for using in the human Galactic Union's mining networks and stations, which should improve efficiency, effectively lessening energy expenditure. Of lesser import is the fact that the drones are not completely silent, contrary to previous assumptions. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequently and a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. If there is anyone left to receive these pings, may be a mystery for another time. Find out how these suckers evaluate their mining sites.
Updated.
So if we take a look at this, we've got our high-value mining targets. Using techniques derived from the ancient mining drones assessment systems, we have pinpointed a handful of stellar bodies that are likely to be particularly rich in minerals. Boom! So if we start tracking this on our map and we zoom out, we can see that we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, there should be 5. Maybe we already have one discovered? I'm not sure. But anyway, these are systems that, according to our understanding of drone technology, should have quite a lot of resources. Interestingly enough, not the system we encountered the drones in, but nothing's perfect. Whew, that was a lot of reading. But in typical Paradox fashion, pretty well written. We will now, because we can, upgrade the fleet. You can see that it's going to be for a cost of 75 credits or minerals to do such a thing. And I also understand that we're missing a Corvette, so we will replace our losses.
System survey.
And perhaps look at building a few more in a bit. Derbetur has been surveyed, and we've got Biolab 1 up. So it's time to scope out a new tech, and I'm thinking, honestly, genome mapping probably is going to lead to some exciting stuff further on down the line. So let's get that. What else we got going on? Well, with our fleet being built up, we don't have really all that much in the way of minerals, but we do have some pretty rich systems over here. So let's take the creator to pull him out of Earth space and set up a frontier outpost. Here, I'm hoping it'll be big enough to get Derbitor in as well, but I'm not 100% confident. We should get Jundius here without issue. So what frontier outposts allow you to do is spread your borders out into systems that don't have colonizable worlds so that you can at the very least exploit the resources that are there. So that's certainly our plan for these two, and I'm hoping a third up there.
Construction complete.
Good. We'll hold off on the Corvettes for a little bit longer. Just because I would like to get the minerals set up for colony number 3, I guess technically colony number 2, planet number 3, with our pre-sentient friends down here. So, that'll be good. We'll have some dealings to do with them. And taking a look at our ethics, we could, if we wanted to, we could enslave them, but I'm not sure if the Human Galactic Union is quite the slaving race. So we'll see what we can do. We'll probably wind up having to put them in reservations, or I think we could put ourselves in reservations if we wanted to. But I'm not entirely sure what the repercussions of that would be, so that's something exciting to have to look forward to.
Debris analyzed.
We've analyzed the debris in Barnard's star, so we've got, a little bit of a boost to nanocomposite materials and some physics and engineering research. Out of that, lovely. Let's start pushing west. Well, I guess if we're going to go here, we might as well survey that system. We can see the Hulfas, or what are they? The Hulfar Coalition have spread themselves out a little bit. Now, if we take a look at these guys, we can see that they are Arctic world preference. And for what we know, they've got 1, 2... and that's about it. They've got 2 potential habitable systems near them, much like ourselves, so it's a pretty symmetrical start for the 2 of us. Of course, I do have access to far more minerals than they do, but it looks like they've at least got a little bit of physics research going on, so... it's an empty system? Boo. Well, maybe we'll find something there. And I don't quite remember what kind of aliens these were. It's all barren world, so I mean it's not too critical, but I suppose we could send the first strike force out there. What we could also do, with the pirate fleet gone, is take our fleet back into Barnard Star, and we know they came from this direction, so I'm hoping they didn't come from Kogan, because then we're not getting access to the pirate station. Really, it's gotta be here, and I'm not certain the lines line up quite right for this system to be the home of the pirates. But, I mean, if it is in Hulfar space, then one would hope that... one would hope that they're going to take care of the pirate problem instead of us. Let's go down here and scout this out. Leave that for now. Once they get up to level 5, I mean, they can't get any higher than level 5, so we'll have to... That's going to be the best we're going to get. They're getting a scientist with different traits. What do we got? 105 each. So as long as... Oh, these are crystalline entities, though. So what we can do is enact that. And then how do we... do I need the... I probably need a science ship. So let's send you back. And let's take you... Well, not survey the system. Shoot. Where are you? How far along have you gone? So I guess we could just go back to that and then move there. And then hopefully we can just
Hostile fleet engaged.
spend some credits. First Strike Force actually got engaged. I mean, you guys can fight. You guys can fight. Come on. Well.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Oh, more of them came? That's not good. Is the third group coming, or are they staying? They're staying. We've lost one Corvette already. I don't want to lose too many ships. Well, we're down to 4 now. And it's not looking good. We are going to pull out of here.
Situation log updated.
So we're going to get our emergency retreat. It's an FTL jump that jumps you out almost immediately. You will take some damage, and you don't get to choose the system you go to. It just goes to the closest safe system, I'm guessing. Not sure why we didn't jump to Alpha Centauri, but we didn't. That's fine. We'll send those guys home, and my word, we're ready for another colony ship. So let's get that
Research
up.
complete.
And we're probably actually point defense is a very important weapon type, especially going up against things like crystalline entities which fling shards at you. The point defense is very good at shooting those shards down. Let's take a look at our latest colony. So we got one other person up. That's good. We should be hitting, well, we're still doing okay for food. And I guess we will be there too. We might not have to, build too many buildings on here just yet. Because we'll get another food from there. And then as time goes on, we'll be able to research the tile blockers. It's generally a
System survey complete.
society tech that we want to research on that. Okay, that system has been fully scanned with our policy in place. We should be able... Alright, the Usurper has encountered crystalline entities in the Marquez system. Using some stored energy, our ships can generate an intense but harmless high-frequency blast to fire at the crystalline entities. The entities act as prisms and resonators, breaking up the pulses and scattering it across the star system. And the waves reflected from planetary bodies are picked up by our ship sensors. The whole system is surveyed in almost an instant. That sounds like a deal. And it looks like this system isn't really worth my time. 2 minerals? Boo. So let's send those guys off, and we can probably pull that back. Because I'm hoping we're not going to hit some more crystalline entities here. If we do, we'll just jump out and come back. Nada. In fact, we got a whole schwack of nada in that system. Boo. First Strike Force has been repaired. That's good. We do have the colony ship going on, but after that, we'll get 2 more Corvettes up and get ourselves back to a measly 6. Well, it says they're equivalent everywhere, but they are rated as superior. So we just want to make sure that we're not letting ourselves get too far behind on the military front, which admittedly is usually a problem for me in 4X games. What's going on over here? Well, we can see that we've got our frontier outpost out, and unfortunately, it's just out of range for Jundius. Borders do grow over time, so I would expect to get that sooner than later. Getting Derbatur up here is going to be a little more tricky. But we'll find a way. Life finds a way. And it might be advantageous to skirt around
Research
these guys
complete.
and get a view of further into the galaxy. That might not
Anomaly
be a bad
found.
idea. We will pause this. You can research that. 7%, I'm fine with you researching it. So, we've got a new tech to research, and I think armor would be our best bet. Minerals processing plant isn't bad, but getting some armor on our ships would probably be a good idea. Ooh, also, no, not quite. 41 months away from point defense. Once we get settled on Alpha Centauri, we're going to have to be more focused on building our colonies up than out. Which is fine, because, I mean, options for going out now are pretty freaking limited. Let's take you and colonize. And where do we want to slap you down? I'd love to put it on one of the 2 food tiles. But that isn't necessarily going to be a good idea. Well, it's not going to be a possible idea. So I think if we... maybe here? I guess here would be best. Yeah, we'll go there. And once that colony ship gets into
Science ship.
Alpha Centauri space... oh, damn, it was 7%! A small squadron of ancient combat drones appears to have been abandoned in orbit of Walmoro 1 after some long-forgotten battle. As the active sensors of the usurper sweeps over them, the drones power up and attack, and enter attack mode. We should get out of here quick. There we go. And they will survive, but they are desperately in need of repair. So let's do that. Good. You are going to Seoul. Perfect. Those are different drones than the mining drones. The 607th Drone Wing. All right, colony ship.
Construction
Slowly
complete.
getting there. What do we got? Spaceport construction done on Earth. Good. And what do we want to start doing here? I guess we could clear out... well, we should. Do we have physics lab available there? We'll get that up. And then we might as well... how's our food here? 6. Well, we could just do that. And build up a science lab. Oh, quit your bitching. You're fine. I guess we could also put a power plant here as well. There we go. Once all that stuff gets built, that should sort things out nicely. Our constructor ship could certainly do something. We just don't quite have the energy available to build up all the mining stations here. Just what I was really hoping. Well, I guess I should have put the freaking frontier outpost there then. Oh well. It would take even longer to get the Betherian stone then, so, you know, you gotta make choices sometimes. Mind us, we are set and settled. What have you got for me? Losing energy credits. Yes, I'm aware. It's fine. We're settling Alpha Centauri, so that's to be expected. And I wonder... oops. This one.
Research complete.
I wonder if she's able to do any anomalies yet. 60% risk. Yeah, that is going to be much later in the game, I have a feeling. What about over here? 22%. Considering she had a critical failure on a 7%, I don't know. Tile blockers. So we got Volcano. We do have the border increase, which is super nice and would certainly help over here. Let's check our colonies. Whoops. We got one volcano there. And here we've got no volcanoes. So, well, a volcano tile would be nice to remove. At this stage, it isn't really necessary. So it's a choice between border range and survey data, or Empire leader capacity and edict cost. we're not really hitting a wall of Empire capacity, or leader capacity, so let's go with the border range. Because we could use increased border ranges. The usurper has been fully repaired. That is good. Let's take you out to there then. And see what you can find. And yeah, this episode, I have a feeling, has gone on long enough. So let's give her a good old-fashioned save-a-roo. Let's play. Save. Yep. And we're going to leave the episode there for now. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.